Warning: this podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
What's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
And this is the Viewers Anonymous podcast. What's going on with you, my guy?
Yo, I'm awesome, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good. Listen, like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of shit been going well. I've been feeling good. Football and then kicked off last night. You know, we spoke a little bit, before we started recording. You know, your boy looked a little bit suspect, but we ain't gonna go there because that ain't this podcast. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's great, man. It's great. How you doing though, man? Everything good with you?
Man, I am honestly, I'm on cloud nine, man. Everything is going good. Everything's going great. I'm excited about this podcast. We got a good one this time. You know what I'm saying? We usually got some good ones, but this one is a classic. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited to get into it. But you know what I'm saying? I'm super excited because you know what I'm saying, we got the new pod coming out.
Yeah, I'm excited about that as well, man. But before we get into that, man, we did a disservice to the people. The previous episode, we forgot to mention that Candyman, our previous episode, was our 100th episode, man.
That's right, man. That's right. 100 down, bro.
100 down. That's crazy,
That's
man.
crazy.
Like we've been doing this podcast a little bit over a year and a half. We started in January of 2019, and man, it's been a fun ride, man. I'm so glad that we came together and put this podcast together, and to get to 100 episodes, it's crazy. It's crazy. But we on 101 right now, and the goal is to keep this bad boy climbing, man.
For sure, man. Listen, the fact that we started this bank, you know what I'm saying, just on the text message. You feel me? It was on some, hey man, you want to do a pod? Yeah, man, let's do it. All right, cool. And then next thing you know, man, you know what I'm saying, 100 episodes later, you know what I'm saying, we still grinding, man. So yeah, that's fire. I like that, man.
Yeah, for sure. But like you were saying, man, we starting another project together, man. The 4-3, man. Yep. That's gonna be awesome, man. Like, and we did the same thing we did the last time. You know, we was just trying to come up with names. Now, what we did different this time was we was seeing what names were taken, and we were just trying to guess the names. But you know how we came up with the name of this podcast, we didn't give a fuck what other people was doing. We were just like texting each other back and forth ideas.
Bro. We went through probably about a good 25 names, bro, before we even got to the one we needed.
I'm telling you, but it's so many podcasts out there, man. But you know what, man? Now that we speaking on it, and I know people might think that we sound bitter, man, but it's not that. Like, I'm sitting here looking at my podcast lineup. You know what I'm saying? You know all the podcasts that you follow, and it's like, dude, it's to a point where like 40% of them don't even post anymore.
Yeah,
and it's like, they was the ones who just got a podcast in the pandemic, and and it's like you can see, and it's like they don't care, and they wasn't as passionate about this shit like we are, and it's just like, yo, like why the fuck would you even start it if you're just doing it for, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I meant that day that I was ranting about people doing podcasts, and it's like how everybody got a podcast that's famous, and they got the cheat code, and it's like, that's what it was. And it's like, you could tell they didn't care about the shit. That's the only thing I meant, because I've been doing this shit, and you as well, you know, shit, we're in our 4th year of podcasting.
Yep.
So it's like, you know, we have took our craft and we molded it, we shaped it, and we got better and better and better. I mean, I don't know how often you listen to it, but like, when the last time you listened to it Already Home?
Man, actually, I I actually went back and listened to the last episode, the one that I hate the most. I listened to that about 2 weeks ago. I just wanted to listen just cause so I know what not to do again. Like I think for me, I think my biggest thing is that I go back and find the ones that I dislike, and I try to take that and get all the information that I can from that. That way, going forward, I know what not to do. And sometimes it's you know what I'm saying, sometimes it works, but also it's other times where it could be a little bit discouraging.
Yeah, I feel you. I was meaning more in the sense of I'll listen to like an old pod and be like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, like I sound inexperienced. I don't sound confident in what I'm saying.
Right.
And it's like now it's not even like that. Like I remember telling you, dude, I mean, look, fuck beer. Like I wouldn't even drink like water because I would be so afraid that I'm gonna choke on the water. Yep. and I actually did one time.
Yeah.
Hey, but like it's just, and then like the confidence has grown, throughout that time, and it's just the fact of like doing it as long as we've been doing it, and it's just like it really just became like a part of my life. And it's like some people that jump in the podcast game, and it's like, oh well, I'm just doing this shit real quick to keep my name out there to stay relevant because everybody else got a podcast. Like that's what I meant when I would say, yo, it's bullshit that some of these people are getting podcasts. So,
I feel you, because with me, man, like I want to be one of those names that's up there with the Combat Jack, you know what I'm saying, with the Charlemagnes, with the Joe Buttons, you know what I'm saying, with the Andrew Schultz, with, you know what I'm saying, with the Kid Furies and Crystals and Joe Rogans, you know what I'm saying, and all those other podcasts, they get the recognition that they, you know what I'm saying, rightfully so deserve. But I also want to be one of those guys that, you know what I'm saying, when people see our names and they listen to our pod, they understand, like, yo, we really take our time and we really, you know what I'm saying, like you said, we really hone our craft and really work on this to make something that when people listen to it, they can actually appreciate it, they can actually enjoy it, and, you know what I'm saying, we can create a fandom to where we can interact with our, you know what I'm saying, our listeners and get, you know what I'm saying, suggestions and all these other things. Like, I don't think people really understand how much work it goes into talking about anything for an extended period of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was listening to Joe Budden's podcast, and he was talking about, you know what I'm saying, Ice and Ish are the new members of the Joe Budden podcast, and they was talking about how, I want to say it was on Patreon, but they was just saying basically how, you know, when they first came into it, it just seemed like they was kicking the shit, like they were just talking to their friend. They didn't realize and understand the production that goes into it, the time that goes into it. You know what I'm saying? That doing it, because, you know, they done boosted it from going to 2 days a week. You know, now they podding dang near 5 days a week. Like, this is legit a real job for Joe Budden. And what people don't understand is, like, you think you can come in and talk about something or talk about a few topics for, I don't know, let's say 30 minutes. Just think about that. You have to do that every week consistently. And it has to be something new consistently. It can't be talking about the old thing that you talked about last time because we already heard that. We want to hear what's new. You know what I'm saying? It can't be you know, some stuff that people don't care about because now they ain't gonna listen. But then you take that and you double it to an hour, and then you take that and you make it 2 times a week. Like, people don't understand the work that goes into this. People don't really, you know what I'm saying, like, understand the time and effort that it takes to actually sit down, be able to have a space to sit down, you know what I'm saying, to get the equipment and talk about it. It's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes. And then with us, we don't have a production team. We are the production team. So when it comes down to it, it's like, if something mess up, that's on us. You know what I'm saying? If something didn't come out, that's on us. If the information is wrong that with whatever we're talking about, that's on us. So yeah, man, it's interesting. 4 years in, I know I've grown a lot. Going back and even listening to the first one, I've done so many changes and flips and recreations and editing. I've learned how to do editing. I've learned how to do video editing. I've learned how to do a plethora of things just by, you know what I'm saying, taking the time out and actually taking it serious. So for some people it can be a blessing. For others it can be a curse. And then, you know, at the end of the day, it's just, I like doing it. I love doing it. It's something that, from, you know, I tell you all the time, it's like a therapy moment for me, man. It's a time I actually get to sit down. I get to focus on something and really get into it and not have to worry about anything else outside of what I'm doing. So, man, you know what I'm saying? To more success, bro. More years, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. So, and also, man, I appreciate everybody for, you know, sticking with us. You know, we've grown throughout this time. On Viewers Anonymous, man. And so I appreciate everybody that took the time out to listen. And like, and even if it's a situation where y'all look at the title, I don't really fuck with that movie. I see what they got coming in a couple of days. Even if it's that, it don't even matter. Yeah. It's just, as long as you took the time to be like, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna click on here and, see what these guys got. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy what they do. I enjoy the stories, all that type of stuff. Cause that's one thing that, Charlamagne always say, before we get into what we're watching, is his best advice on somebody that want to start a podcast is be you, because nobody has your story.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody can come on here and somebody can duplicate what we doing. Somebody can start their own podcast and be like, okay, what movie they got coming out? All right, we're gonna do this movie too.
Yep.
The thing is, they could do the same movie we're doing, but it ain't gonna be us.
Right.
We got our own stories, we got our own perspectives of what we saw and all of that type of shit. So, like, I come on here just like I did the same thing with Stolen Time. I do the same thing with 28 Minutes or Less. I'm gonna be me regardless. And like, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get S. Foster, and I know it's gonna be the same for you. You're gonna get Scoots Bronson. So it's just, be yourself, do what you do, and if you think you can handle it, because like you say, everybody think, oh man, I can go.
Everybody think it's easy. I think it's easy. It's definitely not.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, it's a different beast to have to get on. Man, listen, I remember going back like to Already Home, bro. Like, we were doing like 2-hour pods. Like, we was doing legit 2-hour pods, bro. And I'm talking about, we was talking about music. We was talking about culture. It sounds easy to talk about, but it's not. It's really not. After a while, it get old. It's like, okay, I'm done talking about such and such. Like, I remember going on and we was talking about Tupac. I was like, bro, I'm not a Tupac fan. I don't care about Tupac, but I had to talk about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, yeah, man.
Hey, that's the one thing about music pods, man. That's why that's why, look, I'm at it again. Rest in peace. I love you to my guy, Uncle Washington. Like, dude, you don't know how many, man, we could have been I only mean in the time sense. We could have been a Joe Budden podcast, dude, if we had time. He wanted 2 hours every podcast.
Yeah, I'm telling you, but he had the beauty of it all is that he had the spirit to do it though. And I think that's what a lot of people like when they come into trying to start a podcast, is the fact that, you know what I'm saying, to them it just like people talking. You don't understand that it's people that actually care about the topics that they're talking about, or they have the information to talk about the topics that they talk about. And so I feel like once you actually get into the groove of doing it and you actually see the work that goes into it, then you'll understand. And that's when, like we talked about online, I told you, like, yo, the cream always rise to the top, bro. Like, I don't care how many people start a podcast. At the end of the day, you start as many podcasts as you want. If this is not what you want to do, it's not going to continue. It's not going to be consistent. It's not going to keep happening. So, I don't know, man. I like I said, man, 100 in, 100 more to go, 100 more after that, you know what I'm saying, and so on and so forth. So, you know what I'm saying, we getting it moving, bro. We are getting it moving.
Yes,
this is just the beginning.
Man, that is right, man. Definitely right, man. So we're going to jump in the first segment?
Yes, sir. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's get it. you watching?
All right, man. I'm gonna go first, man. I only got one. I haven't finished it yet. It's like a little docu-series that I started on Netflix. Man, it's and that's another thing we gotta shit, I don't want to call it a holiday. But it's the 20-year anniversary of 9/11. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I've been watching Turning Point, 9/11 and the War on Terror. They got it on Netflix. I also watched the first episode of Spike Lee put one together too. What did Spike Lee call his? He called because his is also dealing with COVID. Like the first episode is just talking about COVID and when people first heard of COVID and when it first direct, when it first affected their life. And here's this NYC, the epicenter, 9/11 to 2021 and a half. So I've been watching those, man. It's always a thought that goes through my head every time 9/11 come around, even though I wasn't close to New York or anything. But like, that's one of those things where you remember where you were. I was sophomore in high school. I was in social studies class. I remember it like that Friday night because it happened on the Tuesday. That Friday night they canceled our game, and we played.
Bro, I was in 8th grade science class, Miss Cannon. That was my teacher, Miss Cannon, and
mine was Miss Hughes.
Okay, she turned on the TV, and we actually seen the second plane crash into the tower.
We did too.
Yeah,
we did too.
Yeah,
it was because they went over the intercom and said, turn the TVs on, type of thing. Because we played our game. That was the first time we played on a Saturday afternoon. We played a day game because they just felt that it wasn't right to play a game that Friday night. And they painted a flag on the field, all that type shit. But anyway, that's what I've been watching, man. So it's just crazy to think it's been 20 years.
Yeah, man. So for me, I ended up staying up super late one night, man. Hopped on Netflix, got bored. You know how I get when the documentaries pop up. So I found a documentary called John of God: The Crimes of a Spiritual Healer. It's on Netflix. It's about a self-proclaimed spiritual healer who has various sexual allegations against him. And for the people that end up watching it, just know that it's in a different language. I believe it's in Portuguese, because I want to say he was in Brazil or one of those South American countries that speak Portuguese. But I watched it with the subtitles, and let me tell you, man, it gets crazy. So I'm currently on episode 3, and it's getting good. But yeah, check that out, man. It's called John of God: The Crimes of a Spiritual Healer. If you are one of those people that's not in the subtitles, don't even bother. But if you don't mind, trust me, this is one of the documentaries that's gonna have you shook up.
That's what's up, man. That sounds nuts.
It is. Trust me, it is, bro.
That shit sound insane, man.
Listen,
insane.
he really had people believing that they was being healed. Like I tell you this quick one, like the one of the ladies in episode 1, she's talking about how I believe she said she was diagnosed with like some type of cancer or something like that. So he takes these like surgical scissors, puts them in her nose, and he turns it 25 times, not counterclockwise, but clockwise. And then he pulls it out. So she starts fainting. They pick her up. They take her to the bathroom, and she throws up like this big blob of blood. So the lady that's with him she's rubbing on it or whatever, and then like the lady's like, "Yo," she said she started feeling better, and then like 2 or 3 days later, she just got worse. So it's like it's crazy, bro. It's like it's a whole crazy scenario, and then like, bro, you just gotta watch it, bro. You just gotta watch it because when you hear the story, at first they make you feel like, oh, this dude is really doing some good work, and then everything turns around and you like, oh, this dude is pre R. Kelly. Like on some dude is nuts, bro.
Oh my god, yo. This shit is nuts. Yeah. This shit is nuts. But man, for the feature presentation, what we got for y'all today, we taking y'all back to the hood. We doing New Jack City, but this is the ironic thing.
Taking them to the Carter.
Yeah, to the Carter. And this is the 30-year anniversary this year. This movie came out in 1991.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yes. Now, granted, remember I told you I done somewhat of an episode on this on 28 Minutes or Less, but it was more about
the Chamber Brothers, right?
Yeah, it was about the Chamber Brothers, and and the dude that was speaking on that is one of the dudes that did the screenplay, and Barry Michael Cooper. He actually talked, and like the whole idea of the Carter, he wrote that in because it's what the Chambers Brothers did in Detroit. They whole reign went down in Detroit. But we'll get there when we get there. But man, this is I mean, come on, man. Wesley Snipes, Ice-T, Alan Payne, Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying?
Bill
Mario
Nunn,
Van Peebles, man.
Yeah.
Bill
Michael
Nunn.
Michelle. Yo, let me tell you something, brother. Michael Michelle, bro.
She was like my third crush. Like,
come on, man. You talking about fine women in the 90s, bro? She was one of them. And she was in like a bunch of black movies. She was in matter of fact, wasn't she in like ER or something like that?
She was. And you want to know a sleeper movie? Dude, why we haven't done this movie? She was in the Sixth Man. You remember that?
Yes, with Marlon Wayans and Kadeem Hardison. Yo, that was my movie, bro.
Why we haven't done that?
They played for the Washington Huskies. What? Come on, man. What are you talking about? We gotta set that up. We gotta set that up. Yo, listen, Sixth Man was my joint. My mom, she put me onto that movie. I forgot when it came out. I just know we watched that movie, bro. I used to watch that movie all the time, bro. That was my joint. I used
to love that movie.
It had oh my god, it had Chris what is dude's name? His first name is Chris. He the light-skinned bald dude, the little short dude that he used to think he was sweet, but he wasn't good enough. But he was also in the Jamie Foxx show, like in the later years of it, but now he's like one of the most successful writers in Hollywood right now.
Oh man, I wish I could remember what you're talking about.
I'm about to find it. Go ahead, real quick.
But man, you got Christopher Williams. You know what I'm saying? Bill Cobbs, Vanessa Williams, the dark Vanessa Williams. You know what I'm saying? Judd Nelson and Russell Wong. Man, he was in he was the dude. He was the dude in Romeo Must Die.
Yeah. But real quick, I'm talking about Chris Spencer. Chris Spencer is one of the most successful writers in Hollywood, bro, and he has put a lot of comedians on for his stand-up, for his television and film. But dude, man, listen, in that movie, he thought he was the man, bro. He had no skills in that movie, but he thought he swore he was the man. But he came a long way from that. I think that was my first time actually seeing him. But I remember he ended up in on the Jamie Foxx show with oh my god, never mind. I'm not even about to try to remember his name either. But yeah, he's done a lot of great work out here, bro. So that movie put some people on.
Oh, definitely. And then like the cameos, man, you had Fab Five Freddy, Flavor Flav, you had Keith Sweat, Levert, you know what I'm saying, with Gerald Levert. Dude, Guy was in here.
Yeah. Oh, like who was the dude singing at the trash can?
That was Gerald Levert.
Okay, yeah, okay.
That was the group though, because remember they had the group Levert, but Gerald Levert was because it was him and his brother. I forget what his brother name, and it was another guy. I can't remember.
Did you say Judd Nelson?
Yeah, I said Judd Nelson. Because Judd Nelson, he reminds you of he reminds me of early what's my guy named Robert Downey Jr. Like he kind of looked like Robert Downey Jr. a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, he did his thing here, man. But it was
Keith Sweat was in this joint, bro.
Yeah, he sung at the wedding.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and like I said, Guy, they did the because at the when it was New Year's, you had Flavor Flav, he brought it in. Then Fab Five Freddy came out, and then he brought out Guy.
Yep, because that's when Nino was like, cancel this about another one.
No, that was later. That was later because they was good at this time. They was on good terms at this time. That's when the Italian dude came and gave him
right.
That guy with that thing around it with the noose around his neck, and that's when he cut his ponytail off, and he told the spaghetti eating dudes to go home. So,
man, listen, this real quick though. This movie is, to me, this is what Snowfall. Snowfall is the extended version of this, and also the West Coast version of this. But the fact that this movie showed how crack cocaine not only gave a lot of opportunity to impoverished communities, but also did the damage to those same communities at the same time. I think this is probably one of the most realist views that we had on what they called the war on drugs at the time. This is probably one of the most realist views we had as far as movies or any television shows or anything like that had went at the time.
And the reason I think it is two reasons. Number one, with my man that did the screenplay that I mentioned earlier. I mean, now Thomas Lee Wright, he deserved some credit too. He did the story. He was part of the screenplay. But Barry Michael Cooper, with him taking this story that is actually a real story, and the Chamber Brothers, like I mentioned earlier, the Chamber Brothers were these dudes from Arkansas. They was down there. There was, petty drug dealers that weren't really making a lot of money down there. So the oldest brother ended up moving to Detroit, and then he started, selling a little weed or whatnot. And then he brought the rest of his family up there, and then they start this whole enterprise of drug dealing, and they started selling heroin and crack. Because, Detroit was one of those very bad spots. Like, when it comes to crack cocaine, it was Detroit, it was New York, and it was Los Angeles. Like, those were your three largest crack cocaine, that was in the worst way. Those were the worst spots of crack cocaine. So he took a real story in the Chamber Brothers, and the whole thing of the Carter, the Chambers Brothers did this shit first. Like, they actually did this shit in Detroit. So that's another reason why it felt so real, because it was a real story. And the second thing that made this very important and made it seem like a real story, they gave you an undercover cop point of view as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you get the drug dealer side, and you also get the cop side, district DA and all of that type shit. So that's what makes this feel very real as well.
And see, the storyline of it all also is it's interesting because you also get to see the breakdown of the family too. You know what I'm saying? This is really centered around not just Nino Brown, but it's also centered around his brother G Money, and you get to see how one of the drug dealers actually ends up addicted to the drug that they're selling. You know what I'm saying? Like G Money ended up doing it. And so like this it's a lot of different things that's going on in this movie all at the same time. And it's like the way that they put this together was just like it as we can see now, it ended up becoming a masterpiece.
It did, and I want to piggyback off that point about G Money, and I want to add an additional thing to that, as in the turning point of this movie, to me, is when they was watching Scarface.
Yep.
When they was watching Scarface, now it was a whole other lot of shit that was going on too, because G Money girl is just blatantly trying to fuck Nino in front of. You know, like,
oh my god,
you know, like that was, come on, like she was a G, You know what I'm saying?
She was Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl, and she went for what she wanted, and didn't feel bad about it at one point.
I wouldn't have been mad if G Money killed her on the spot. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah, she had to die. I'm sorry.
He could have got.
I know that sounds bad, but if I'm in this world, and I'm G Money, oh, she's dead. She's out of here.
Fam, we both making money. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, like Nino getting more money than me. We in this together.
Yeah, like, come on. And then you gonna get me. You don't get the heat on me because you bring up the fact that she can't have a baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, you out of here, man. Counsel her. I get a new one. Like,
no.
So
let me tell you something. I do got a beef with this movie though.
Okay.
They made G Money the crackhead.
Yeah.
They listen. They tried to play light skinned people in this movie, man. They made Christopher Williams soft.
He worked at the bank.
He's an educated brother from the bank, man. I'm just saying, man. Light skinned people they ain't getting no shine in this movie, and around that time, bro, we was popping.
I mean, yeah. I was definitely popping.
They didn't have no light skinned groups performing. Come on, man.
No.
The bar is still hot.
Yeah, you had Albie Shaw out there. Y'all even got jumped. Y'all even got jumped, dude, with Color Me Bad, my guy.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Hey, yo, speaking of Color Me Bad, bro, they had the hit off this soundtrack.
They did. They had the best song on there.
Soundtrack,
hey, I want to say,
and they had two versions. They had two versions.
Oh yeah, that was Color Me Bad, but
yeah,
them dudes, but you want to talk about a one hit wonder?
Man, listen,
I'm telling you, that song still ring out. But they did have two hits, but like, come on, we really know about
like,
Want to Sex You Up.
I Want to Sex You Up is the one though.
Yeah, that's the one.
John B, man. Shout out to John B.
Yeah, definitely, man. So the Scarface scene. Now you just finished watching Scarface, and you seen all the places where he fucked up at, and what do? Right. You do all the same shit.
The same thing.
You the very first thing you say is the world is mine. Like, dude, don't you see that's what he fucked up at? Like, and another thing about G Money, it's like, yo, now later on in the movie, he says, you know where the shit went south. He said it's when you said the world is mine. Like, I helped you in this. Scarface, Manny helped you with this. You didn't get this shit without Manny. You know what I'm saying? And
man,
when
G Money played the little brother role too well, though, bro. He played it too well. First off, G Money was the one who introduced everybody to this to begin with.
That's what I'm saying.
If it wasn't for G Money, wouldn't nobody be getting their Jimmy waxed every night. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. My man came and told him, he said, man, look, man, we can sell this. They be all on us, man. We be getting like Jimmy wax every night. That is the funniest scene in that movie to me, bro.
Hey, and it's like he was the one who introduced it. And then this is what, and another thing that pissed me off about that was the fact of when he put the crack rock on the thing, like he's the one that's giving the speech.
That's
and
what I'm
he
saying.
made it seem like it was his idea. It's like,
Yeah,
no, like it was G Money's idea for you to even transition into selling something else other than what we were selling.
that's why I said G Money played the little brother role too well, man. Like it's a point in time, bro, where you got to step up. Like this is your idea. You brought this to the table. G Money created the CMB.
That's what I'm saying.
Without G Money, there would be no CMB, bro.
That's exactly my point. So I'm like, and then you see all the mistakes that Tony made, and then he starts mocking old girl because in Scarface, Michelle Pfeiffer couldn't get pregnant.
Yep.
So it's like then he starts mocking her, and then like she said, you're starting to take me for granted, and like that's what he was doing. So he got so big headed into thinking that he can't be touched, even when it came to the Italian guys. Like he started like because he cut. That's another thing. They fronting you drugs, not fronting, but you dealing with them and they getting 10%.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all get a whole nother connect and you disrespect the people that got you started. And then who brought them in? That's another thing. G Money. G Money was the one who got them hooked up with the Italians in the first place.
The disrespect for G Money in this movie is crazy, bro. The footwork and the groundwork and the blueprints that he laid for them to even be at the empire that they had. There would be no Carter if it weren't for G Money. There would be no CMB if it weren't for G Money. There would be no Nino Brown if it weren't for G Money.
And it's also got more correlations with Scarface. Who was the person that got Tony the meeting with Lopez in the first place? It was Manny. Yep. Manny was the one that got them the meeting when they was washing dishes. You know what I'm saying? Manny set up that whole thing for them to, you know, to meet with the Colombians and all that type shit. That was Manny's idea. So it's like y'all didn't get started in this shit by yourself, but y'all let y'all egos take over. And I think that was a part of the reason why G Money turned to the damn pipe, because I think he felt so disrespected, and I think he felt so unappreciated that he just needed something to get his mind off of it, and he started using the same product.
I don't know.
And the girl fucked him up too.
Yeah, I think G Money had low self-esteem, man. You know what I'm saying? Having that little brother syndrome. You know what I'm saying? He did what he wanted to do. In most cases, he was a wild card at the same time too, though. You know what I'm saying? Nino did had to pull his coattails a couple times on, you know what I'm saying, certain things. But for me, man, I don't know. I feel like G Money's character could have been written better. I mean, it did its purpose for the movie, but I would have liked to see him, you know what I'm saying, still be by Nino's side. I would like to see them team up, you know what I'm saying, and actually, you know what I'm saying, like, be at that, you know what I'm saying, on that throne together. Because, like, at the end of it all, it's like he had to kill his brother. And it's like, that's tough. But at the same time, they made it seem like he didn't care.
Well, I mean, you got to remember when the whole Pookie shit happened, and no,
we didn't even get into Pookie yet.
Yeah, we're gonna get in. This Pookie thing is connected to G Money, so we still talking G Money, but Pookie at the same time. So, but the backstory on Pookie, which is crazy because he's a stick-up kid, and this is the thing, he got shot. Look, people are lucky I didn't turn to the pipe. You know what I'm saying? He got shot in the Achilles. I tore my Achilles. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, bro. Hold on. Time out. Crack cocaine is not gonna heal your Achilles or help you deal with the fact that you have a torn Achilles or shot in the Achilles, whatever. Crack cocaine is not the medicine. I'm telling you now. I'm glad you didn't turn toward the pipe.
Nah. I was just trying something real quick. I was just trying something, but no, I was meaning like after he got shot in the foot. Next time we see Pookie, he's strung out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So I think that And remember, he was limping too when he first went to go, when he gave him a whole damn turkey at the thing. So I think that him getting shot really fucked him up, and he turned to the crack rock, to deal with those problems.
Yeah, well, on top of that, you gotta imagine the depression that he probably going through. You know what I'm saying? He probably going through a whole bunch of different things. You know what I'm saying? Being shot, having the fear of if they might come back and get him. It's a lot that goes into that, man.
Yeah, PTSD.
Yeah, for real.
So Pookie, so Scotty cleans him up. He feels bad because Scotty, they're surveilling Nino Brown. Scotty feels bad for him and takes him to a rehab to get him cleaned up. So when Pookie's coming out, he's like, "Yo, like I'm clean. Like let me help you bring down Nino Brown." He's already offered me a job. So long story short, Pookie ends up working for the CMB, but he was reporting back to Scotty. And he got a promotion. He got a promotion where he made it to the to the drugstore.
Real quick, for the people who don't know exactly what we're talking about, Scotty is the undercover agent.
Yeah, undercover cop, played by Ice-T. And so he goes to the. So yeah, I know, right? So he goes to the drugstore. Another fact: that idea came from the Chamber Brothers. They had women in there topless. Doing the crack shit, and they also used
you couldn't steal no product.
Yep, and they also used the same tactic in American Gangster with
Frank Lucas.
Denzel Washington. With Frank Lucas. So anyway, where it got crazy was, now he was doing fine in the drugstore, but this is when it got bad. When Mario Van Peebles and Scotty and all of them are on the beach and they're talking and they're like, yo, I'm not with it. It was like, we don't think it's a good idea. We don't think Pookie should be working in a place full of, you know what I'm saying, full of crack rock. Like it's not a good idea. And everybody was against it. But this is why I think Scotty fucked up at. When Scotty started telling him, like, you know what I'm saying, you owe me, you owe yourself, you owe my mother, you owe the neighborhood, you owe this, you owe that. It's like, yo, like that speech put so much pressure on Pookie. Like, I felt like the only way that he felt that he could pull this off was to hit the pipe and be high.
Yeah.
And not think about it.
Get back to it. Yeah.
And now, I think that, okay.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think that was his downfall. Was that damn speech that he gave him? I think that speech was totally uncalled for at that time.
I agree. I definitely agree. But real quick, because you brought up his name, I want to give flowers to Mario Van Peebles, man. Him being the director of this movie and him coming from the lineage that he comes from, his dad was one of the directors that was behind a lot of blaxploitation films. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where he comes from. So this is something that he's been around all his life. But his dad was a major director. You know what I'm saying? That last name is huge in, you know what I'm saying, Black Hollywood. Also, his dad was directing not just the screenplays but actual plays like on Broadway and, you know what I'm saying, around the world. I'm sorry, around the country. But he was a part of a lot of those blaxploitation films that saved Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Without those blaxploitation films, Hollywood probably would have crumbled. So for Mario Van Peebles to carry that on and bring us, you know what I'm saying, such a masterful classic, I think that he definitely deserves his flowers for this, because the insight that was given throughout this whole movie, right? I know we've gone over a whole bunch of different things, but we're talking about the perspectives of a cop. We're talking about the perspectives of dope dealers. We're talking about the perspective of addicts. We even talking about the perspectives of people that live in these communities, because, you know what I'm saying, we also got to see, and it might not have been like long diatribe, but it was also like people that was going around saying like, yo, you know what I'm saying, we got to get rid of this stuff and da da da. Like the old man, for instance, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna come up later on in the pod, but you know what I'm saying, like we've seen all of this stuff, how you know what I'm saying, crack cocaine basically came in and ruined everything that was already damn near demolished to begin with. So for him to be able to create this movie from all those different point of views, I think that, you know what I'm saying, that's something that we gotta definitely, you know what I'm saying, take our hats off or tip our hats, however you say it, to Mario Van Peebles for even creating such a visual for.
Definitely, man. Because he's one of those guys. I mean, shit, he brought you a Black Western. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
He definitely, the '90s, man. He was a very, very big name in the '90s, man. And he's one of those dudes that slept on because when you think about what Keenen Ivory Wayans did, I think Mario Van Peebles kind of get slighted just a little bit because of the run that the Wayans brothers put in.
I would say they neck and neck. I would say they neck and neck because what Keenen did, he did more so for comedy. And I know he had Low Down Dirty Shame, which is kind of a comedy, but it's really an action film or whatever.
Yeah.
But what Keenen did for comedy, I feel like Mario Van Peebles did for drama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I'm with you. I agree 100%. And but yeah, like so that scene goes down, and I think that speech really killed it. I think it really killed it. And he turned to the pipe, got high, blew the cover. Now, the reason I bring all that up and I say it's connected to G Money is because G Money was the one who gave him the promotion. And so they had to shut the Carter down. So then G Money meets with Nick and Scotty because they had ran up on the Italian dude and said, look, I need you to set me up a meeting with G Money. So he said, look, I got these new people. They're going to sell us this for this price, all this type of shit. And he told him, I'm going to meet with him. But if you're wrong about this guy, I'm going to kill him and I'm going to kill you. So he told G Money, if this shit don't work, you out of here. Now,
man, but that's his brother, man. Like, see, that's to me, that was the downfall. I think that was the downfall of Nino Brown. The fact that he so easily was able to disassociate himself from his brother that way. You know what I mean? Like, and don't get me wrong, I know that what G Money did wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, G Money, like I said, he had his own flaws. He was wilding. He was out here wilding. But the fact that at the end of the day, bro, that's still your brother. That's still your blood, man. Like, you supposed, especially being the guy that you are and doing what you're doing, you're supposed to be looking out for your people. And the fact that he didn't do that, like, to me, I feel like that was the turning point right there.
Yeah, I feel you. And then I felt like he blamed G Money for him being on a run. And it's like, okay, did G Money make mistakes? Like, yeah, but like, what were you doing while he was making these mistakes? Like, when the Carter got shut down, who was you with?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you was with G Money's girl.
Exactly.
So it's like you're not doing the right things with the time that you have when some of this shit is going down as well. And let's not forget, you was the one that told Pookie, if you clean yourself up, I give you a job.
Exactly. So, you the one that wanted to play boss.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly my point. So there's a lot of downfalls in there, but it also is a lot of correlations with, you know, with Scarface and shit like that. And I thought it was ironic that they used that movie in this movie as well.
Right.
Because you can see the similarities and all of that type shit with the egos and the world is mine, and your number one guy, your right hand man, is the one that you flip on, but that right hand man is the one that put you in that position that you in the first place.
Yep.
But
yep.
I tell you my problem with the script.
Okay.
I don't think that we needed the school teacher mom story, and that happened to be Scotty's mom.
Right.
And Nino Brown was the one who killed her years ago, and it was to join a gang. I don't think we needed that. I felt that was a little cheesy.
I think we did, only because it added that, I don't want to call it an explanation, but it helped you understand why Scotty was so adamant as to doing everything that he could to take Nino Brown down. Because remember, it was a point in the movie where he was willing to go off the rails.
True,
and if it wasn't for Nick, it would have happened.
This is true, but this is the thing. He didn't find out that it was him that shot his mom. He had already wanted to take Nino Brown down before he found out.
But that's what I'm saying. That added that fire, it added that fuel to the fire. The fact that, once he finds this out, like, because he was going to go above and beyond to do anything that he had to do to make sure that all of this came crashing down.
True. This is true. I mean, yeah, I think it's more of adding fuel to the fire. It's just like, but I think that at this point, he already wanted Nino bad anyway because Pookie became a friend to him, and Pookie got killed. So it's just like you're adding dominoes on top of dominoes at this point, because it's like,
well, can we talk about how Ice-T, who was a cop killer, always gets this role to where he's like the community cop?
Yo, listen. When this motherfucker
what is that about?
Yo, when he told Nino Brown, I want to shoot you so bad, my dick hard.
Yo, pause. Pause, bro. Pause. What are we talking about here? Whoa.
Yo.
Man. No, the punch was everything though.
It was, but at the same time,
into the trash? Like, how artistic was that?
No, but this is the thing though. If you know Wesley Snipes, ain't no way Ice-T would whoop his ass.
First off, Wesley Snipes is a 17-time black belt in damn near every martial art. He'd have dodged that punch so quick and hit him in the underarm and made him go to sleep. It'd have been over with. It
would have been over. Like, I'm trying to figure out in the readings where, like, did Wesley have any pushback? Like, yo, y'all do know I will whoop Ice-T's ass. Y'all do know this, right? Like, I gotta be able to get a few hits in here. Like, and he had a few. Like, he had, I would say, when you're counting, like, like in boxing, when they're like this many punches are landed. Like, I know Wesley Snipes in that writing room is like, yo, I gotta get like 3 hits in or something. Like, come on, man. Ain't no way in the hell this dude can whoop my ass.
When did Passenger 57 come out?
I think it was after. I think it had to be after.
Good, because I better say, if Ice-T knew better, he would have known not to punch Wesley Snipes in the movie. After we seen Blade, I was convinced this man is the truth.
Man, you ain't kidding. That's why I said, like, if you know anything about Wesley Snipes, there's no way Ice-T is beating his ass.
Hey, yo, I'm about to go off real quick on the rant. Yo, Wesley Snipes should have been what Steven Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme was.
He should have been, but this is what people also got to understand. And I didn't know this till later down the road, that he had the high, before all of this reboot shit, he had the highest grossing Marvel movie of all time. And it was
that was the reason that's the reason Marvel got started.
Yeah, it's because of the success of Blade. So with him having his own franchise, I think that Wesley Snipes did get his eventually. Like, with Jean-Claude Van Damme, like I mean, look, at the end of the day, Bloodsport and Kickboxer and all of that shit, it didn't do. And Mark for Death, and Cater to the Grave, not Cater to the Grave. What the fuck? What did he do with DMX? Exit Wounds.
Exit Wounds, yeah.
Like none of that shit did what Blade did.
No. Well, it wasn't gonna do what Blade did only because of the fandom behind Blade. Like Blade, even though it to the casual person, nobody knew what it really was. But if you grew up reading comic books, if you grew up reading any Spider-Man or anything like that, you knew who Blade was, or you had an inkling of who Blade is. So it's not like he was a character that nobody was ever going to know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yeah. I think, look, Wesley had his run. He definitely had his run. I mean, Passenger 57 is one of the most underrated movies out there.
That's a classic, bro.
And then, what they call it? It wasn't The Murder. It was the something at Pennsylvania 1600.
No, it is The Murder at 1600 Pennsylvania.
That's what it is. Yeah. Like that shit was dope.
Another classic. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So like, yeah, he did his thing. He definitely surpassed Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal really can't fight. They got a video of him on YouTube flipping people, and they clearly are flipping themselves. Because he grabbing them by the wrist and just doing this. Doing like that. It's horrible, bro. They doing like some demonstration thing or whatever kung fu art that he used, but he grabbing their wrist and doing like that, and then they just flip over. I'm like, there's no way Steven Seagal has that much power in his forearm and wrist that he could flip a full-grown man like that multiple times, let alone once. So yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick because I feel like with the background that Wesley Snipes has, I think that he would have definitely been a major, like on the level of a Jean-Claude Van Damme or Steven Seagal. Like he should have been at that same level. You know what I'm saying? As far as action movie goes or kung fu movie goes, whatever. I feel like he should have been up there with them.
Definitely, man. And getting to the back end of it, man, like. The whole trial, Wesley Snipes had some great points.
Okay, my question, because we talked about this earlier while I was at work. Somebody brought this up. Did Nino Brown actually snitch though?
Well, we do know he sold out old dude from the bank.
But that's what I'm saying.
He said he was going to snitch. He said now when he was on the stand,
never did.
He said if I'm going down, a lot of people are going down with me.
But what I'm saying is the only person he told on was the educated brother from the bank.
True, but he also pleaded guilty to a lesser crime because he said I was a member, and he said the dude from the bank was the leader, the real leader of the CMB.
Right.
So. He snitched on him and he snitched on himself for saying that I had a lower part in this.
Well, you can't. Well, okay. I don't agree with you. I don't think you can snitch on yourself.
Well, not necessarily snitch on yourself. I'm just saying yes, I am a part of the CMB,
right.
but I'm not the owner of
Kareem
the CMB.
Akbar, the educated brother from the bank, was the one who was holding all this down. I don't feel like he snitched on him. I don't consider that snitching.
Well, they arrested him.
As they should.
So they're snitching on him. He was just there.
Man. Only reason I say that because he really wasn't doing the crime stuff with him. He was really just like funneling money. To me, that's not a real crime.
At the end of
the
day,
he didn't kill nobody. He didn't push no drugs. He didn't put nobody on. He didn't do none of that. All he did was make sure the money went through the bank. That's it.
But then you gotta look at it this way. Tax invasion, racketeering and shit. Look at what they got Al Capone for.
I feel if you want to call that a crime, let's call it a crime. All I'm saying is Wall Street do it every day. They do. That's all I'm saying.
They do. And that's what, like, look, we said it in motherfucker. What did we do? Jessica Chastain. Damn, Molly's Game.
Yeah.
Like he said, you know, how many crimes they committing across the street, you know, by the hour. But they didn't get Al Capone for actual, you know, alcohol. They got him for tax evasion.
Right.
So that was more of the thing that they did with Nino Brown. Like they got him for drug dealing, but they didn't get him for running. You know, they didn't get him with the RICO basically. But I don't think the RICO existed yet. The RICO didn't exist till a couple years later. So the RICO didn't exist.
Yeah, so RICO is fairly new.
Yeah. So my whole thing about that was his whole thing of saying that there ain't no poppy fields here. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no Uzis made in Harlem. Like he threw the government under the bus, and he was right. But she said at the same time, the government ain't on trial. You are, but the speech holds weight because all of this shit is true.
Once again, shout out to Mario Van Peebles, man. I'm sure he had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, because the government is not even partially responsible. They are completely responsible for all the drugs being funneled into this country and putting that shit in the black communities.
Yep.
And what they're doing is they're giving you the supply. That's just like somebody giving you the tools to rob a bank, and then after they rob the bank, they lock your ass up. It's like you gave me all the supplies to do the shit, and now you.
Or even to your point, that's like somebody giving you a matchbook and some gasoline, showing you how to light a fire, and you burn your house down, and they be like, "Oh man, you gotta go to jail. That's arson."
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So then, like you mentioned, he was gonna be brought up again. The old man. He had a couple of run-ins with Nino Brown, and the old man was sick of the shits. He was like, "I served this country, and I feel like I'm gonna have to be the one to take the
Well, he obviously served the country because he was a great shot.
Oh man, center in the chest.
He didn't miss. He didn't miss.
Hey, what they call it? Hey, center mass.
Yeah, spot on, bro. Spot on.
In the midst of a whole bunch of people just standing around.
Hey, what? And then he fell back into the trash.
The trash.
Bro, getting punched into the trash, then falling back into the trash after getting shot. That's all you need to know, man.
Hey, man, you was a damn clown. It wasn't no trash in the damn courtroom.
Drugs are trash, man.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
But,
some drugs are trash. I'm not going to say all drugs are trash because some drugs make you feel better.
Man,
whatever you do, just don't do crack.
Yeah, man. Oh man, who used to say
crack?
Man, crack is whack. This guy right here. You smoke crack, don't you?
You smoke crack, don't you? Jump off the roof. You smoke crack, don't you, son? That's my stuff, bro.
Shout out to Sam's, man.
Man, come on, man. Joe Clark in the building.
Yes, sir, man.
That's funny, bro. You smoke crack, don't you? Something wrong with you, man. Something is wrong with you. All right, man. You ready for the fire flames, bro?
Man, let's do it.
Let's get into it, man.
Yoga fire. Yoga flame.
All right, so I go ahead and take the lead. I think you took the lead the last couple times. Once again, the point of views from all the different people affected by the crack cocaine epidemic. You had, you know what I'm saying, the point of view from the addict, the dope dealer, the civilians, the cops, you know what I'm saying? It gave you so many different ways to look at it. You brought up a brilliant point, how it correlated with Scarface and then them putting that in there. The cast was amazing. Shout out to Michael Michelle, of course. Shout out to Vanessa Williams as well, because a lot of people forget about the dark-skinned Vanessa Williams. For me personally, I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a solid 4.5.
I ain't mad at it because feeling is mutual, man. I'm gonna go 4.5.
Nice.
I do think that I think it was well casted. I do feel like there were a few moments where Ice-T was kind of overacting at some
That's
point.
that's Ice-T with everything. He overacting right now in Law and Order.
Oh
Tell him
man,
that you got the drugs on
I want to shoot you so bad, my dick hard.
you. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, but pause. So
Yeah.
but yeah, man, I've always thought that this movie was great, man. I thought the screenplay was really good, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, like you said, this is like the closest you're gonna get when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to a crack story. This is the
Mm-hmm.
closest you're gonna get as far as a movie. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Now, there's a whole bunch of documentaries out there, but as far as a movie,
Mm-hmm.
closest you're gonna get. So I'm gonna give
Yeah,
it a 4.5 as well.
it was an amazing visual, man. Unanimous 4.5, ladies and gentlemen. So you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get into this coming soon, bro.
Let's do it.
Coming soon. Coming soon.
I'm sorry, I was
All
looking
right.
at that picture. I don't know why I put that picture right there.
Nah, you straight. Oh,
That's
so
it.
but did you get a chance to watch it yet?
Okay, so I'm going to watch it this weekend, but
Okay.
this movie is I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of women were disappointed in this movie that I heard because Jason Momoa did not take his shirt off.
Listen, they need to stop.
I'm with you.
People need to
I'm with
stop.
you.
Hey, I'm
Yeah,
gonna tell
man.
you something though. This is the first the movie we're doing Sweet Girl, brand new
Uh-huh.
movie just came out, I believe 2 weeks ago on Netflix. Yo, this dude actually got me to tear up, yo. I was like, oh shit, like
Really,
Justin Momoa, dude, like he did a really good fucking job.
man.
There's a
You gotta watch C, bro. You gotta get
I
him to
know,
C.
man. You've
He'll
been
make
on
you
me
do the
about
same
that.
thing, bro. He will make you do the same thing, bro. He just a
Look,
blind version.
man,
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro.
hey, you stupid. And you were serious too. Just a
Yeah,
blind
man.
person.
He just blind. But he trust me, the same thing, man.
Hey, this movie, I'm telling you, once you see it, you can be like, oh, okay, I see what he's saying. And dude, it got a twist in it.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, what's great about the twist is they take you back to it once they show it. Dude, I'm telling you, it was really good. I think people gonna really enjoy this one. I think you gonna enjoy this movie as well, man. Once you
For
finally see
sure.
it. But
For
yeah,
sure. So yeah, man, Sweet Girl. It's on Netflix. You guys can go ahead and watch it ahead of time, of course. If you haven't already seen it, come back, listen to us, talk about it. Or, you know what I'm saying, you can wait, get the spoilers, and then go back and watch it afterwards, man. It's up to you. But thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. As always, we definitely appreciate your support. You guys can find me on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. You can find me on Instagram, Scoots Bronson _TV. You can also find me on my other podcast, 15 Minutes of Fame, available on all podcasting platforms. You can find us as a pod on Instagram at ViewAnonPod. You can also find us on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. And don't forget to pre-subscribe to the 4-3 Sports Podcast. It's coming out 15th of September. We're getting busy. We're going to be talking about football from college to NFL, high school. It's all things football. So if you love football, make sure you tune in. It's going to be a very, very big panel. So, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have a bunch of new personalities that you're going to be listening to that I'm sure you'll love. Make sure, you know what I'm saying, you get in there early. That way, once we drop, you'll be one of the first to hear it.
Yes, sir, man. Also, you can find me at s.foster8 on Instagram and Twitter. Let me see, at 28 minutes or less pod on Instagram, and 28 minutes or less on Facebook. I put out a pod earlier this week. It was all about Nina. So go check that podcast out. And man, did you let the people know what you about to be doing?
Oh, Isolated Society coming up, man. Very, very soon.
No.
What's up?
The other one. Damn, what you doing to
man, I'm glad you said something. Dang. Bro, listen, we've had him on the podcast before. Shout out to the guy Easy Carter, man. I'll be guest spotting on. Yeah, I'll do a guest spot on this podcast. I don't know why I said guest spot. Next time, wrong in the month. I'm doing a guest spot on the First Class podcast, so y'all go make sure y'all subscribe to that. Make sure y'all show him some love as well. He always got some good topics that he's talking about. Got a great panel over there, so I'll be joining them for the next episode. I'm not sure when it's exactly going to be out. I believe it'll be out before Labor Day. So y'all go check that out. Go make sure y'all go to the back catalog, listen to all the old episodes. If you haven't, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Support.
Yes, sir. But that's all
Thank
I
you
got,
for reminding me, by the way.
No problem, man. Because I told you I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to go. Because I've been on there before. This will be my second time, I believe.
That's what's
up. Yeah, I can't wait, man. So everybody else, man, make sure you subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. If this is your first time listening, thank you for tuning in. We definitely appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yeah, man, like they said in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.